Tonight, ladies, listen, I want to talk to the real you. Does that sound a little weird? I want to talk to the real you. I don't want to talk to the polished version, not the perfect version of you, not the I'm fine face you put on when you're exhausted. How many of you know that face, right? I do. I want to speak straight to the woman inside of you who's been struggling. That's who I want to speak to. Struggling to keep going. Have you been struggling to keep going? Last week we talked about being half in and half out, and I asked you to stop toe tipping your way through all of this. I asked you to stop pretending that kind of trying was ever going to get you to your goals. And many of you watching and watching on replay made that shift. And you said, Allie, I'm ready. I'm done playing small. And you told yourself, I'm going all in. But some of you watched live with me last week. And some of you are already saying that fire, that drive, that feeling I had when you spoke last week, when I was all fired up and focused, it's already fading. How many of you have been there? Oh my gosh, I have. I've been there before. Like, get up and run, and you're like, like I said, ladies are like, I'm going to be the next woman on your website, Allie. And then it's like, weekend, there you go. This is too hard for me. I'm too busy, right? That does not mean something is wrong with you. It just means you're human. Welcome to humanity. That's what it means. But this moment right here, this is the most dangerous place for us to be. This is where women quit. They usually don't quit on day 1, and they don't quit on day 10 usually, or day 17, or day 42, or even on some of them hang around until day 365 and they quit. Whew. They quit when the high wears off. They quit when it stops feeling exciting. They quit when it feels like you're putting in so much effort and you're not seeing the payoff fast enough. And let me be honest with all of you. Most women don't quit because they can't do it. They quit because they start telling themselves stories. It shouldn't be this hard. Other women are making faster progress than me. I should be so much further along by now. What's the point if the scale isn't moving? And they start looking to the scale for validation. And when it doesn't give them what they want fast enough, sometimes not at all, maybe it's stalled, they stop. They quit showing up. They stop logging their food. They stop showing up for their workouts. They start slipping into all the old habits. Not because they don't care, not because they can't do it, but because they don't feel like it's working fast enough. How many of you can relate to that? I can. Let me tell you something. That's the same cycle that has robbed you of your results over and over again. It has. It's the same cycle that has robbed you of your results over and over again. You start strong, you mean well, but the moment that life gets loud or results slow down or it stops feeling new and exciting, you slowly start backing out that door. And maybe not all at once. You just stop checking in. You miss a couple of days of tracking. You make excuses for your workouts. You eat off plan and then say, hey, I'm going to restart on Monday. How many of you have done that? I'm going to restart this Monday. But restarting isn't the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is you don't trust yourself to keep going without the restart. I'll restart Monday. And that's what we're here to change. And I want you ladies to hear me really clearly. You're never going to become, and I want you to listen to this. It's so important. You are never going to become the woman you want to be by only showing up when it's easy. The fire fading is not a sign that you should quit. It's a sign to double down, because that's where it gets really real. That's where your transformation actually starts, right there. Not on day one when you're all fired up, you're all hyped up. That's not when it starts. Not when it's fun and it's new. It starts when it's hard, and it starts when you stay. It starts when you show up tired. It starts when the results are slow, but your discipline is strong. This is the version of you that earns confidence. This is how you stop quitting on yourself every time life gets in your way. And I need you to hear this in love. And I'm speaking to myself right here, because this is what changed my life. If you're constantly starting and stopping, if you're always looking for the next quick hit of motivation, if you only feel good when the scale rewards you, you're not in control. Your emotions are. Did you hear that? And that's when we have to change, because your emotions, ladies, are temporary. We know that. Your goals are not temporary. Your emotions can be manipulated by your stress, by your hormones. How many of us know that? Oh my gosh. By poor sleep, a rude comment, or just even a bad day, right? We know that, but your goals, they stay. So here's the thing. If you're letting your feelings determine your follow through, you're not in charge. And that's the real reason that we stay stuck. You want to know how to get that control back? You want to know how to feel proud of yourself again? You build discipline. And discipline is hard. Discipline is what keeps you going when the fire is gone, though. And discipline, it's what lets you feel proud before the scale even moves. And it's not about being perfect. It's about proving to yourself every single day, day by day, that you can be trusted, that you can trust yourself, that you can be trusted to follow through, to keep your word, to stop quitting every time it gets hard or complicated. That's what builds your confidence right there. And that's what builds your results. And that's what builds the woman you're trying to become. So I want to give you something here that you can actually do with this. I'm going to get into some steps I want you to take. Before I do, though, I was thinking today about a marathon runner. And when we go to a marathon, when they start at the start line, everyone's screaming, everyone's shouting, everyone's excited. And then you get to the finish line and everyone's screaming for the winner. Oh my gosh, you made it. But what we don't talk about is the middle. And the middle is where the champions are made. The middle is where the champions are born. That's when the fight really happens. That's when the training really comes into play, is the middle. That's the part that weeds out the winners from the losers, the champions from the quitters. That's the middle. And the middle sucks. And nobody talks about that. The middle is the part where you think, oh my God, I'm behind. Push, fight, go. Don't quit. You can do this. Just take the next step, one foot in front of the other. I've trained for this. I can do this. I believe in myself. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. Maybe you feel like you're going to pass out, but you keep going. That's what my journey in fitness and health has been like. It's like, one more rep. God, I don't want to be at the gym today. This sucks. That's the middle. See, people are proud of me when I start showing at the gym. Look at you go showing up at the gym. Wow, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you. Wow, you're really committed. Right. And then the end, they're like, oh, ouch. Well, it must be nice. I've heard that before. Well, it must be nice. It's just genetics. Genetics play a real. Did you see my genetics? Come on. Come on. Did you see this is hard work. This is the middle showing. The middle, when all those other people that started at the gym with me, they're gone. Because the middle is hard. The middle sucks. The middle is where you got to fight your own attitude, where you have to build in discipline. And discipline is hard, but so is the heart of staying where you are. You hear me say that all the time. So what are you going to do? Are you going to give up and quit? Is the middle going to burn you out? That's where the champions are built. That's where they're made. That's where they shine. That's the ones who get to the finish line. So, step one, I want you to ask yourself this question every single morning. What would the woman I want to become do today? Then I want you to do that. Would she quit on herself today? Or would she show up? Not for the week, not just for the day, but show up repeatedly on replay, even when it's hard. That's how I got here. If you think it was easier for me, no, it was not. It was no different. And if you think it's easy for me to stay where I am, it still requires that same discipline I built in the middle. The same discipline that got me here is the same discipline that will keep me here. Discipline is hard. It is hard. Step two, I want you to commit to do one boring habit for the next 7 days. Boring. It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's the middle work. All right? The middle stuff that you give up on. When you give up on that middle work, you won't get to your goal. It's the things like tracking every single day. It's like hitting your freaking protein. It's like getting in your steps. Come on, be consistent at that. Move your feet, find ways to do it. I'm not asking you to get out there and walk all your steps in a couple hours. I'm asking you to think, how can I move more at work? Just like I said last week, and I bragged on Kim. She's a lawyer. She is one of the hardest working people that I have ever known. She works long hours. She has every excuse. She was doing 2,000 or 3,000 steps, something like that, a day. Sometimes probably not that many. Because she's sitting at that computer all day long. And you know what? She found a way. She got herself a walking desk. And she said, no excuses. No excuses anymore. And she stepped up her game and she makes it happen. She has some injuries. So she goes out in this swimming pool. And now she's swimming every night. And she's doing her exercises in the pool. You know, a lot of people would have said, I've got injuries. I can't work out. Can't do it. But Kim said, can you build me a workout for the pool? And I said, heck yes, I can. And guess what? She's out there doing in the pool. Log your workouts, ladies. And it doesn't have to be flashy. It's not flashy. It just has to be consistent. That middle work. Are you good in the middle? That's what I want you to do. The boring, crappy stuff that everybody else flakes out on, that losers say is too hard. I'm done being a loser. Bod babes are not losers. We're not. We fail, but we don't quit. Step three, I want you to speak truth over your emotions, because doubt is going to creep in. It's not going to happen for me. It's not working. And when the doubt creeps in, things like, I should be to my goal by now. It's working faster for others. Those kind of things. It's not working for me. I want you to answer your doubt. And I want you to say the truth. No, it's working. It's just slower than my patience really wants it to work. My patience wants it to work faster. And guess what? If I'm tired, you can say I'm tired, but I want you to say the truth. I can still be tired and I can still show up. Or this is just too much. No, what's too much is staying someplace that you don't want to be. That's what's too much. Not fighting for your goals. It's hard. It's hard to be exceptional. It's hard to be an exceptional woman over 40. It's hard to do anything exceptional. But do we really want to be mediocre? Or just barely getting by the skin of our darn teeth? Come on, would you? Well, it was just too hard. At the end of life, I'm going to look back and I'm going, well, it was just too hard. And I just decided that I just wanted to. I don't know that many of us women here are like that, but we think it'd be better than this. No, it's not. It's not better than this. Fight. Fight. And I always put these videos on YouTube. And I want to say something to the women who are not bod babes, who aren't in this program yet. If you're watching this and you've been following silently, standing on the sidelines, watching from the sidelines, and you've been struggling on your own and you've been hoping that something that I say will magically just click, I want to tell you something. It's not going to unless you actually take a step. You really don't need another diet. You don't need more willpower. You need real coaching and you need real accountability and a community of women like these ones right here that you see right here who won't let you quit. And that's what Bod Babes should be about, ladies who are here. We don't let each other quit. We encourage each other. When you see somebody write something out, I want you to put something on there. I want you to put something on there and say, hey, it was important enough for them to write. I'm going to say, hey, great job, at least. Give them one word or a high five or something. Right here at Bod Babes, ladies, if you're watching, we don't do crazy fad diets. We teach you how to eat. We teach you how to train. We teach you how to build muscle, how to balance your hormones. But more than that, we teach you how to stop quitting on yourself because you can have all the knowledge, ladies. It's not the knowledge that's failing us. We've been guessing, oh my God, should I go low carb, all this? Who cares? I'll teach you how to do it. I'll teach you how to get to your goal, what to eat even. But here's the thing. That's the easy part. The mental part right here is the hard part. You need a coach for that more than anything. So you quit quitting on yourself. And if you're watching this and you're not a bod babe, you need to go to bodbabes.com because watching is not going to change your life, but deciding will. And that goes for all of us sitting right here as bod babes. All of you who are right here in it. You're here. You've made it this far. Don't let this be the part of the story where you fade out again. This is your middle. This is your refining season. Have you ever heard about refining? There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about refining gold. How do you do it? You put it in the fire. You burn the crap out of it to get all the impurities out of it. You want to be refined like gold, be something special, something beautiful. You're going to go through some refining, through some fire. And this is the part right here that nobody wants to talk about. This is not the sexy part, but this is the part that everyone that wins has to go through. This is the part that winners decide, I'm going to stick. I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to build discipline. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep my word to myself. I'm going to keep the word and keep fighting for the woman I promised myself that I'm going to be. And if the fire is faded, light the match again. Remember why you're here. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't. You just need to decide that I'm still in this. I'm not going to quit on myself again and do the middle work. Do the boring work. Show up. Show up and do it. And if you're tired, I get it. But you can still be tired and do it. You can have every excuse, but you're excusing your way out of your destiny and your goals. And one day, you're going to excuse yourself right into major regret. Fight for yourself. Fight for your dreams. Fight for your goals. Quit breaking your word to yourself. Rebuild your confidence in yourself by keeping your word in the middle. Next Tuesday, I am so excited to have former client and now client again, Carmen Smith, come and speak with you all. It's going to be awesome. She's a therapist, and she became a therapist after the age of 50. She came on at Bod Babes and she began to study on the side and began to change her entire life. And down the road, she's going to have her own practice. How cool is that? She is one of those women who believes in discipline, and that no matter where we are in life, that if we change our mentality, we can change our entire life. And that's what we're talking about at Bod Babes right now. And that is so true. You know, I always say, why are doctors my clients? Why are nurses my clients? I'm not smarter than them. I'm not. But it's the mental work. It's the middle. It's the part where they're like, I can't do this. Where they have the excuses. And believe me, they have real excuses, valid excuses. But they know this right here is what I've got to learn. I need a coach. I need someone to help me stay in the game. I need someone to call me on my excuses that say I can't do this. Call me out. Tell me how I can. So, ladies, that's why we're here. We're here to support each other. We're here to believe in each other. We're here to push each other. We're here to check on each other. We're here to, I love that part, believe in each other, believe in ourselves again, to rebuild confidence in ourselves again, to be the best version of us, the woman that we want to be, to actually become that woman. And that requires that we continue to fight when nobody's clapping, when nobody around us is cheering us on. That's when this is won. That's when you become the woman that you want to be, is in those moments. I love you, ladies. Next week, you need to show up, and you need to, every single bod babe be here, because it's going to be a great, great, great evening.